Guys, mine in here with a cheap new headset and some Coro leaks. So, first of all, sound quality, blah, blah, blah. It might not be the same. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. I don't know. New headset, we'll find out. On to the important part. Coro has announced quite a few things tonight, including a couple new megas and some other little interesting things. So, since you're staring at an image of one of them, I'm going to start with that one. This is Mega Altaria, who loses the flying type and gains the fairy type, which I actually heard a couple people predict. I think it's an interesting move. I think it'll be pretty great. I don't think that losing flying will be too devastating, and in the end, it'll be good for it. It'll lose the 4 times weakness to ice and lower that to 2 times. It'll lose the weakness to rocks. It'll just generally be a bulkier Pokemon. I'm also thinking that Dragon resists poison and Steel. I'm pretty sure it resists at least one of those, but I don't know. I'm not clear on that. It's one of those weird ones that I never really committed to memory because there was no real logical line for it, I guess. But it'll lose a lot of its weaknesses, maybe gain 1 or 2, but nothing really that it'll worry about. It can also learn Cotton Guard, and I'm pretty sure it has access to Calm Mind. So you set that stuff up, and no one will ever break your wall. So, since I have my time limits, I'm going to move on to the next guy, or rather, girl, as most people prefer. Lopunny is now getting a Mega Evolution as well, and they will be gaining the Fighting type in addition to their normal typing, which will give it a couple good stabs on its high jump kick and a couple other great moves it can use. It also gains the ability Scrappy, which will definitely help. You don't have to worry about someone switching out to a Ghost type and getting screwed over with a high jump kick. Now you have just as good a chance to fall as any other time. So that's a good thing. I'm assuming it's going to get some speed and attack boost just by its design, though it may surprise me. I think overall it's not going to be the most exciting announcement as far as competitive goes, but it's still interesting. I still kind of like it. Minen's not, Plusle's not a big fan, but I like it. So, not much to say about this one. So on to the next one. In this scan, we see a monster. We see Mega Salamence. And Salamence seems to lose his arms and get a more plane-like appearance. At least that's the way Plusle put it. I think it's an interesting design. I think it's not the way I would have went with it, but I like it. And the bigger wings kind of look like a blood red crescent. Makes it a little more intimidating. Ironically to that, it actually loses any of its normal abilities, including Intimidate, and instead goes for Aerialate, which is an interesting choice. It's not something I would have thought of. I definitely would have thought it was going to go on the Tough Claws bandwagon, but, it works. You can never really predict Game Freak. So Aerialate, if you don't know, is kind of the flying equivalent to Pixelate. Makes normal type attacks flying. So that'll definitely be interesting. I can't wait to see how this thing starts working in competitive. And Plusle kind of told me that if I ever take the Moxie Salamence that I normally use and throw a Mega Stone on it on her, that she will not talk to me for 2 weeks. She's specific about the 2 weeks thing, so yeah, she really hates my Salamence. She likes this, she just really hates my Salamence. The next thing I'm announcing is not a Mega Evolution at all. Instead, there's a few images of the Pikachus and costumes that they announced a little while back. It turns out they're more important than you thought. A couple of the, or all of the costumes actually, gain new moves for Pikachu that it can't normally get. Like, the Rockstar Pikachu gains Meteor Mash. PhD Pikachu gains Electric Terrain. and so on and so forth. What was that one called? The one in the dress? That one gains Draining Kiss. Bell Pikachu gains Icicle Crash, and my favorite, down here, Luchador Pikachu gains Flying Press, which is absolutely glorious. So, considering most of these are physical, if you've been training a physical Pikachu and just loving it and using it and finding glorious strategies for it, guess what? You have some new moves to work with. So that's always going to be fun. The next image we have gives a few more details, I guess not really details as much as just images, about Pokemon contests. It looks like they're going to be a little more in-depth. The Pikachu costumes, as most assumed, are going to be part of it. And it looks like the same costumes that the Pikachus are wearing are going to be on Ruby and Sapphire, Brennan and May, whatever you want to call them. It looks like they're wearing them. So it looks like there's going to be some good, decent customization in there, even for your trainer, which makes me think they're going to be a little more important to it than originally thought. It's not just going to be the standard thing that it used to be. Maybe we'll get some anime-esque things. Maybe they'll throw in battles. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to what they announce next. And if you caught in the background or at the bottom of the screen, I just realized how wide the screen was, you can see the blue-haired girl with the Altaria. It seems she's going to take the place of your tutorial guide. She's going to tell you all about the contests and what happens in them. Kind of hoping she battles, considering Mega Altaria. And as you can see, she's dressed as an Altaria, or at least her dress looks similar to Altaria. So that's interesting. I think she's going to be an interesting character, and I don't know. I think they're just adding guides because they never did that in the original Ruby and Sapphire. There was no one telling you. At least I don't think there was anyone telling you how secret bases work, and if there was, they weren't memorable enough that I really cared about them back in the day. So it's kind of cool seeing some new, unique characters showing up. I'm definitely interested in them. There's one more announcement to go. So there's going to be an event when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire drop, and you're going to be able to get a shiny Beldum that is holding its Mega Metagross Megastone. And that is just beautiful. So, can't wait for that one. Mega Metagross was announced a while back. If you haven't heard yet, I really hope you've heard. And it's going to have the ability Tough Claws, and it looks really, really badass. I'll show you a picture in a second. But, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that one. I'm really thrilled about that. I already have a shiny Metagross, but, you know, you can never have too much shiny Metagross. It is just a beautiful Pokemon. So here's the glorious images of Mega Metagross. And it's pretty much how it was predicted to look by a lot of people, where it would just keep its original coloring. But one thing that stands out about it is the X in the middle. It seems to, instead of keeping that gold color, it seems to take on the color of regular Metagross, which is interesting. I don't know why they did that. It really stands out, though. I think it's pretty cool. I think it would have been just as cool being gold. But I don't know. It's interesting. So that's all the announcements I have for now, but whenever there's another Coro leak, which should be soon, I think they had more pages to go. If it's not, then it probably won't be till next month that we get anything important, but when that happens, you know that we'll report it. Either I will or Plus will. Plus will probably will because I got this one. So, you know, if you want to keep up with that stuff or you just like hearing me ramble, then like, subscribe, comment, and do all that nice stuff. Really appreciate it. So that's all I've got for today, and see you later.